I'm using my sweet little neighbor down the road there, Esther. Some years ago, we've been out here 5 or 6, 7 years maybe, and she was always calling that she needed some help or needed something done. And I got a little exasperated at one point, and Barbara was still living, and I said, and she had called for something, wanted me to come down and fix something right now. And I told Barbara, I said, I'm getting tired of this. I don't want to run down there every time she calls. And Barbara looked at me and she said, you know, whatever you do it as unto the Lord. Needless to say, I was right down there. Because I realized that was my complaint. My complaint was, why should I go down there every time she called? And Barbara reminded me that whatever you do it as unto the Lord. You don't do it for fame and fortune. You don't do it to build a good reputation. You don't do it to get rich. You don't do it to impress people. You do it as unto the Lord. Whatever you do, and therefore, when you do it, and whatever you sacrifice or give, you give it as unto the Lord. You have no right to complain. We don't. We can't complain of what we sacrifice to the Lord. I could complain for the last 4 years. And I have a lot of complaints, but I find out that it doesn't do any good for me to complain. Because then I'm reminded, did you do it for yourself or for your own ego, or did you do it as unto me? And as I do it, give it unto the Lord, I have no right to complain, no matter what people do with it. If you send money to some ministry, and they do whatever they want to do with it, you have no right to complain. Because once you have given it, it's not yours anymore. I said, here, I give that to you. It's not mine anymore. It belongs to her. Whatever she does with that, she can tear it up or spend it, whatever. Give it away. It's no longer my concern. That's the way it is with our ministry. If you've been called to preach, if you've been called into this ministry, into the fivefold ministry, whatever you do as unto the Lord. You have no right to complain. Oh my God, other preachers aren't doing that. So that's none of your business what the other preachers do. They go out and squander it, waste it. They can go out and pound it down a rat hole. That's none of your business. Because you have given it, and it's no longer yours to say, you know. Over the years, I've had people approach me, and I remember once in the States that we were pastoring a little church, and we met some people, and these people were like filthy rich. Well, compared to what I had, I considered they had businesses, they had local businesses, and they looked like, the lady looked like she stepped right out of some magazine. Huge clothes, hair, everything. She was just absolutely beautiful. And they came to our church a couple of times and then said they wanted to have a meeting with us. And Barbara and I went up to their mansion on the hill and had a little talk with them. And the bottom line was, she said, we want you to come and minister to us. We want you to pastor our group. And she said, you'll never have to worry again. You'll never have to go to the second-hand store. You'll never have to drive an old vehicle. You'll never have to worry about a place to preach. And the light came on. could have said yes. But I realized if I said yes, she would have owned me because they were trying to buy me. And quickly I made a bit of an excuse and said, I'm sorry, but we just have to go. We just have to go. There are some people who are going to try to buy you. But what you have is not for sale. You can't sell the gifts of the Spirit. You can't tell people, well, you know, and this is being done. In fact, I'm dealing with that bit of a problem with the ministry that is telling people, you know, I have a word from the Lord for you, and I have an insight, and I can, but you have to send me an X amount of dollars. And it's like, no, don't even go there. If you're doing that, you better stop doing it right now, because what you have is not for sale. Your ministry is not for sale. Your soul is not, it's not yours. It's not for sale. So if you're on the receiving end of some of these ministries that are saying, send me money and I'll pray for you, you're better off without their prayers. Because they're thieves and robbers. They're stealing from you. And they'll keep on stealing from you as long as you let them steal from you. Matthew. These are just some of the scriptures that I felt was important for us to look at. Matthew 20. Verse 1. And it says, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to laborers in his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. Now this man was hiring men to labor in his vineyard for a penny a day. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, go you also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. And he went out about the 6th and 9th hour and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, why stand you here all the day idle? And they say unto him, because no man has hired us. He said unto them, go you also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall you receive. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured, they complained against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal to us, which has borne the burden and the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto the last even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do with what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few are chosen. Complainers. We all hired on for the same thing. We all hired. When we committed to the Lord, we hired on for the same thing. So why? What gives us the right to complain that some other ministers